Hey everybody, it's Liz here with TTB, and I am here for February's Game Changers Live. We're going to talk about how to put together a community club expo and how that is going to give you an advantage over your competition. So when you arrive, give me a like, say hello, let me know how things are going. Valentine's Day is coming up. Do you have something special happening in your sports club? We actually have a 3-hour event that we have advertised out, and we were getting some good feedback and good results from it. So it happens this Friday. We're doing a Valentine's event for kids ages, I believe, 4 to 10. They come hang out, play games, do a craft, get pizza, and parents can go out and have dinner on their own without worrying about their kids. So let me know. Are you doing something like that at your club? If so, what are you doing? Are you celebrating Valentine's with your teams and your classes this week? How are you doing that? It's always fun to have those little extra themes going on throughout the year, and Valentine's is kind of one of those easy things. In our gym, we're also having our classes and our teams celebrate by wearing red, white, pink, or purple. They're welcome to bring in treats and such. So, and I know a few of our coaches are also bringing in treats for their teams, which is kind of fun. So, yeah. And then after that, I mean, we got March break, spring break. Easter coming up after that, so get those wheels turning. We're going to be talking about some other community events later on, but today's is specifically about a club expo and how that is going to give you a leg up on your competition. So what exactly is a club expo? Well, a club expo for us is an area, a venue where multiple clubs get together. Everybody has set up a table, and you invite the public in to go from table to table to find out about the different clubs in town. Sounds pretty easy. Our city used to have one. It was held at the local mall. It was great. It was one of the first things we did as a gym, and it brought in so many kids. Our very first season, we had great return on investment of it. It cost us like $150 for the weekend, and we filled 2 teams just by sitting at the mall for a couple of days. During COVID and lockdowns, the mall stopped doing it, and I've been waiting for it to come back, and they never did. So I took matters in my own hands, and in the fall I put together our community's first sports club expo. That one I learned a lot of lessons from. It was a great little event, but I took those lessons and I've tweaked it. So on March 1st this year, we have the Quinty Club Expo. And you'll notice I took the word sports out of it. And the reason why I did that is because I heard feedback from some of the public. They didn't know that it was, they thought it was just sports, and their child wasn't interested in sports, so they didn't go. And we had more than just sports there. So we took that feedback. It's now the Quinty Club Expo, and we have different businesses coming in that aren't sports per se, but they are clubs. The other thing we wanted them to know is that it's for both youth and adults. So when you're thinking about putting together something like this, I want you to think about those things. I want you to think about who your target is, and who your competitors' targets are, and how much, like how many tables you want to have and so on, but you really want to focus on how is this going to get out to as many people as possible. So the easiest way we found to do that, of course, like I said, is to make it as generic as we can, or as suitable for as many different families as we can. So you're going to want to do a few things first. Okay, so first thing you're going to want to do, you're going to want to determine a date. We chose a date. Our first one was in the fall, before the end of our fall registration, to try and help fill up some of those classes that may not have filled. And then this one we chose right before our March break. So it's on March 1st, like I mentioned. Our March break starts March 10th. So we're using that date to also help other clubs fill any March break camps that they have. We're using it for March break camp. We do a monthly start for our recreational classes. So people who sign up on March 1st can start right away, that sort of thing. So you're going to want to determine the date, and you're going to want to figure out how many clubs you want to invite. So as great as it would be to be able to invite everybody, that is like an end goal. Reality is you're going to have people that are going to say no. You're going to have people that are going to say maybe. You're going to have some people who go, I can't this time, but I really want to do the next one. So I recommend setting a dream goal and then a max goal, especially for your first one. For this one, we have a max of 20 tables. We're already half sold, and we just started contacting clubs last week. So it's starting to become a pretty popular thing. Once you've determined your date and how many clubs you want to invite, you're going to want to secure a venue. Now, by that, I mean choose a neutral space. It's great if you have a space where you could hold it that is your space alone. So for example, it would be great if you could have it in your gym, but you need enough space for all of the vendors to move around, or not move around, sorry, enough space for the public to move around, enough space for the vendors to be set up accordingly. Are you going to have hydro for everybody? Are you going to have Wi-Fi for everybody? My gym is a sprung floor. I wouldn't be able to put all the tables on the sprung floor because that many people on it, all the tables would be wobbling all over the place. So we chose a neutral spot. We are at the local health and wellness center, which is also our hockey arena. It's the local community pool. So it is a great, great venue for us. It's neutral, which is awesome. But because we're running it, we get to determine where our tables go, where the check-in table is and stuff like that. So it kind of gives us that little bit of an advantage of being that first club that people see. So the next thing you're going to want to do, you're going to want to write a list of all of the clubs you can think of that are in your community and put them in an Excel sheet. We have ours divided by club name, contact person if we know it, contact information, both phone and email, and then we have certain columns. We have check boxes like contacted, where we can put a date, is interested, when they register, when they've paid, that sort of thing. So you're going to want to create an Excel sheet just to kind of help with both follow up on your end and an idea of, 6 months from now when you're doing this again, wait, who did we contact again? So it'll give you that nice little list. It also allows you to make comments where this person was interested, not this time, but call them again in the fall. You can make those notes right there on that Excel sheet. Okay. Once you have that list of everybody, I want you to go through it again. Ask somebody else, not necessarily to look at the list, but hey, can you think of any clubs that we should invite for this? And a lot of the times they'll think of one or two that you may not have thought of. I challenge you to not just invite clubs, but also look towards local groups. So things like, is there a knitters association? Because most of them aren't going to be something that you may necessarily think about. Do you have a local church group that runs extracurricular things? Maybe they have a play group once in a while or something like that. Invite them. The other thing I want to challenge you with, look for the medical professionals. So, for example, we have two that are going to be coming to our event. One is a chiropractor. That's a great fit for a club expo because how many of those tables are going to be rented by sports clubs? And the other one is a health center. So he does physio, there's chiropractic, there's massage, there's counseling, and they're a great addition as well. So I challenge you to look for those as well. Okay. Figure out whether or not you'd like sponsors for the event. If you do want to sponsor, how much are you going to charge them and what are you going to give them? So for our Club Expo, we have two different levels of sponsors. We have one level of sponsor where they get to put goodies in on the check-in table that people can take with them, and they get their logo on a banner, and we talk about them in our marketing. And the other one is the Expo sponsor, so it's more money, but then they also get a table there, and then they also get speaking time about their business, which is great. So You're going to want to figure out how much you want to charge vendors. So for us right now, it's not about being a moneymaker. It's about making sure all of our costs are covered and then putting a bit aside for the next one as we continue to grow. So are you going to have a one-day event, a two-day event? Make sure your pricing covers both days. You're going to want to determine whether or not those clubs, are they allowed to rent a table for one day, or do they have to rent for two if you're having a two-day event? All of those things play into your pricing. Are you going to have one price for a regular for-profit business and one price for a nonprofit? That's the other thing you're going to want to determine. The number of sponsors that you have can help pad that budget for you so that you could go, okay, so a for-profit business, we're going to charge $200 and a nonprofit is $100, but because we have sponsors, it kind of evens that out for you. Okay. All right. Advertising, super, super important for advertising, but where do you start? Well, you start with your own email list. Let everybody on your email list know that there is a Club Expo coming up. Put it on your meta pages, put it on Facebook, put it on Instagram. If you have a little bit of advertising budget, you can put it into a Google ad, into a meta ad, but you're going to want to spread the word as much as you can. Create flyers for your gym. Ask to have the information put into church bulletins through your local newsletter. So whether it's a chamber newsletter or a school newsletter, get that information out there, okay? The other thing that you can look at are radio ads. So our local radio loves the idea of us putting this community event on, and they gave us a radio ad package for less than half the regular price. We were so happy with them. There are 2 radio stations in our area, and this one just came to us, automatically volunteered it, thought it was a great idea. So of course we're going with them. We also get a small live portion on air during one of their more popular morning shows, which is a nice little bonus for us. That came to us as no charge. So reach out to your local stations. Reach out if you have a college or a university in town. Reach out to them and get the information out that way. So the other thing with your advertising, with your marketing, encourage the clubs that are coming to the event to also reach out through their email list. Encourage them to create Facebook events, post it on their meta pages, share it however they can through more flyers. You know, the more people that can get information about this, the more people that are going to come through the door of the venue and come up to your table. Okay. Facebook event is a great idea to do. Save the dates, little flyers to send home in your own club. You can talk about it if you have lobby advertising, you know, if you've got a TV up there with all of your upcoming events, put it on there. One thing that we're doing for those clubs that are registered is we have email templates that we give them, so all they have to do is plug and play and send it out to their list, so they don't even have to think about what kind of email to send. We've also given them social media templates that they can use, and then we're also tagging them in our posts. So tagging in the post just kind of helps the reach, as you know. So if we're like, hey, by the way, Zone Athletics is joining us at the Club Expo, we're going to tag Zone Athletics. And that does 2 things for us. One, it spreads the happiness around because Zone Athletics is like, hey, they tagged us, how fun. 2, they're more likely to share that post even if they're not posting their own. Okay, so they're going to be like, look, we're going to be at this expo, come see us. Okay. Day of the event. So you're going to want to have long enough for people to be able to walk around comfortably and have enough time to speak with people. We've chosen 5 hours. Our event is going to run from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m., but you can do any length. We're also only doing a 1 day on a Saturday, which is one of the busiest days at the Wellness Center. So gives us a little extra bang for our buck there. The day of the event, determine whether or not you're going to want a check-in table or a greeters table. Hi, welcome to the Club Expo. Is there a specific one you're interested in? Here's a map of all the tables. Help those people find those clubs, okay? We're also giving bags out at the beginning because, there's nothing worse as a parent wandering around all the tables and having all these pieces of paper to take home and look through. So we're giving away bags as well. It's a great branding opportunity for you. You can put your logo on that bag. You can put the sponsor's logo on that bag. And then I encourage you to have all the clubs put something small in that bag, because if the person doesn't get to a table, at least that business has been able to put a little bit of information, and that person's taking home a little bit and go, oh, wait, the tennis club, I didn't even see them. Maybe I'll try tennis. Okay, so help them out. The more you can help out other clubs, the more good feelings that you create within your community, the more connections you create in your community, and the more people are going to know about you in your community, right? The other thing that you can look at doing, you can look at having giveaways at that day. Encourage the other clubs. Do they want to do a draw for something special? At the very least, I would like you to do that. So whether it's a free month of classes, a free birthday party, a free tumbling lesson, a free dance class, something, collect those people's names, phone numbers, and email addresses. Because when you have that email address, you can add them to your email list, and then off they go. Now you can market to them. And in the meantime, oh, it cost me a month of classes, which are running anyway, so it really didn't cost me anything extra. Okay, little things to think about. At the end of the day, you're going to want to thank all of the clubs that were there. You're going to want to thank anybody that helped you with advertising, the radio station, anything like that. Put it in a post, do a meta ad. Thanks so much to these sponsors, to this radio station, to this chamber. Mention those people. Again, you're going to want to create those connections and get your name on more people's minds, right? Follow up with the clubs with a feedback form. This is probably one of the most important things you can do. What went well? What did you like the most? What was one challenge that you faced, and what's your solution for it? I always recommend asking them for their solution for two reasons. One, it kind of helps that feedback form not become a complaint form. And two, a lot of the times people think of things where you're like, oh, yeah, I didn't even think about that. That's an easy fix. I can do that for next time. And then you're going to want to thank them for their feedback. All right. One other thing I've done day of, I brought coffee and Timbits for all the vendors. So, if it's in your budget and you want to create some goodwill and get some smiling faces, that's another great way to do it. So if you guys have any questions, I'd love to hear them. Put them in the comments. I'm happy to help you. If you're like, oh my gosh, I don't even know where to start, TTV Media is more than happy to help coach you on this. It is something that is really starting to take off in our community, and I'm pretty proud of what we're putting together, and I'm happy to share what we've got. Okay, any other ideas for community events? Again, put them in the comments. We'd love to hear them. Share them with the group. And in the meantime, I hope you guys have an amazing day. Enjoy the weather wherever you are. I think we're getting freezing rain tonight. Not necessarily going to enjoy it, but and yeah, have a fantastic week, you guys, and we'll talk again soon.